welcome everybody to Lodgecast episode 6. My name is Braden. So I am joined by Noodle, and we are talk about how our pay has been building its community pretty pretty well over the last year plus. So Noodle is well, how about this? Noodle, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody so that they know a little bit more about you?
Sure. Hi guys. My name is Alejandro Rosales. I'm from Venezuela. I'm currently the community organizer behind the Spanish Telegram group inside Reserve. Um, the, I'm 32 years old. Been working in Reserve for a year now, and it's been 6 months since I'm behind the Telegram community. That's pretty much it. I joined Reserve, and I used to work as a crypto operator. Then I changed to this this group. Um, I'm gonna be telling you guys that I'm not used to like speaking English like that frequently, so I might be having some trouble with for that.
And it's real because it and so the great to understand it better. Um, so if you don't mind, could you kind of tell us what what your normal workday looks like for you?
Early in the morning, probably like 7 a.m. Social media since I read like groups. We have Colombia, Argentina, and Peru. Like the come home, certain requests. Then it's like then we have the nine mothers, and we need talks with the app reported to us by the users like doing this new plan or is some transactions since it's a bot quality screenshots from the banks for example has I do there's always customer we're obviously everything is run there.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. What would you say like so you're generally helping users with different issues. What are some common issues that like if you're talking about like in the last month or 3 months ago, what type of issues were you seeing with those different users?
Well, it depends. For example, when we get like a bunch of new users coming to the app, they're mainly like any kinds of question. How do you use the app? I forgot my password. All kind of things. But we're not like I don't help them through like support because we have a inside the app you can go to support in the app. What we do in the Telegram group is to try to have like a self-moderated group so the community can like help each other with frequently asked questions. I solve certain problems that have been taking like, for example, way too long or that I need like information inside Reserve that the moderators can't really give. But apart from that, it's
That's pretty good work at Reserve. Can you tell us that story?
yeah. I used to be be a chef. Uh, I worked like for 8 years in the restaurant business. Then I came to Argentina. I was not feeling like quite good, um, because I had like a lot of sleep deprivation app. So I customer support because I didn't like when I was working at Rock into cryptocurrencies and had no idea what it was simple. I had in a bank account. So I as operators, I joined currency transaction in working.
Would you say like the general perception of Reserve is, among you? How do you think people view it?
They currently to do certain things there because things in Venezuela are bank accounts and all good internet connections. it's quite good. But I think our challenge is like to get into this market of these people that are kind of being left out. But it's not just about normal currencies, banks, but I mean in general. Um, However, it's well, and you need to send money B2B transaction, because the competition, because they're going big. I have no idea what it will open through, and so what we do there, it's users that actually owns the app. But what can I say right now is like in Argentina, we're like doing different things, but it's I think this is the most challenging places because there's a lot of competition. A lot of people here, they don't really trust banks. A lot of people have cash, and I'm not sure about this data, but I think it's if it's not the first, it's the second country that uses uh, other types of currency besides fiat currency. So this would be like a great place to fit in.
Okay. And that kind of actually segues good into my next question, which would be like, what are some popular requests for Reserve users to be able to do that Reserve doesn't provide currently, but might help Reserve gain a competitive edge?
Hmm. Nice. Well, for example, I can divide this answer into like there's certain questions for different countries. For example, for the user that use the Panama, they they ask a lot for Mercantile Panama. Mercantile is just a different bank, so I guess like you can solve that if the liquidity provider has this infrastructure to open different accounts in order to work with that bank. A lot of people that use crypto, they ask for different cryptocurrencies because at the beginning we I don't know, back then a year ago we transact with different kind of cryptos. Um, in Venezuela, you can have a popular request is that if we were able to accept transactions of higher amounts that the ones that we currently accept and sell, that thing that one it's currently hard because there's a lot of scam and fraud involved in sale. What else? PayPal transactions, they ask for PayPal a lot. And in Argentina, what they ask a lot is for having a physical card, the like bank card. They actually have the card, so that would be like a problem, a lifetime stuff.
Okay. So here's a good point that I feel like I might want to clarify. So Kufu said that it's like $300, which sounds like it's the right amount to get a credit card. The actual hardware itself already have not in Venezuela, bad in Argentina.
I don't get that. The thing is, with in just the case right now, if you want to pay a restaurant, for example, then you will have to do like a withdrawal for a third party. So inside reserve, they need to send the money to the bank account of that establishment. So that's not particularly fast, you know. So with if you have a physical card that you can take like the money withdrawn inside your reserve account, that's quite fast. So that's what like we're used of like the bank system. But I have no idea right now, but inside like the business development mind, what you talking about, like the $300 that Bufu said. I'm really sorry, and I'm not I don't really know what he meant by that.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I was just trying to understand the situation a little bit more.
Yeah,
Um,
but you got my point, right? Because it's not like in order to be like kind of immediate, when it comes to payment. So that's like the thing that a physical card will help a lot. mainly in Argentina because it's like the competition, they already have a card. But in Venezuela, they could help a lot because not every merchants in Venezuela or establishment are using Reserve right now. I've heard a lot that when people outside Reserve want to send their family a gift or I don't know some money to buy something, that not every establishment right now accepts Reserve. So you need to, because if they have Reserve, then you can send like a P2P transaction, which is quite fast. But if not, then you need to get in touch with the establishment, asking for their account. They're giving you your account, and then you go like inside your app and you do a transactions. So there's in that way, I can see there's friction, because it's kind of slow. You need to do a lot of steps in order to get through it.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I think that's it's good. It's also, yeah, there are a lot of different ways that everything can go, so it's hard to um cover everything. I agree. Whether somebody has a phone with their Reserve app already, or whether they've already made the investment in a credit card terminal. If they're a new business, the hyperinflation might have new business because new businesses are starting all the time, for them to be able to accept cards, and so those new businesses are looking for that low barrier to entry payment method, like Reserve. Um, but yeah, I think you make some really good points though, and that's good. Um, so what are some difficult problems you've had to solve on the community building, um, part of RPay?
Um, uh, for me was to work like to get things set out with the moderators inside the Telegram group because before you guys need to know that like this group when they started the group it wasn't to help like people and to grow the community inside Telegram. The idea was to give out invitations because at the very beginning, the app you just couldn't download it. They have you need to get inside an invite link. So that's why they started Telegram, the general Spanish group. So things they got out of control. People were selling invitations and doing every kind of scams and fraud things. It was pretty savage what the things that were going on inside this group. So the moderators were like they had almost like no empathy when it comes to people when it comes to solving problems because after that a lot of things it kind of turned into a support app support group, which was not the intention because you actually have the support inside the app. So I struggle a lot to tell them like what was the idea behind Telegram that we didn't want to support there. Had no knowledge whatsoever about like customer experience, so they often get like pretty mad when someone got inside Telegram group and said like, I don't have my transaction yet. It's been an hour. This is lame. I hate Reserve. It doesn't work. It's an awful app or whatever. Those kind of comments, they were like pretty crazy about it. So they actually didn't know. They didn't like the customer to talk their mind. What they actually think, which is their opinion. Doesn't really matter if it's bad or good. It's at the end it's the customer's opinion. So we have to get through that, explain it, and it was quite hard because at the beginning they worked like the first 6 months they were able to do everything. They like banned people that didn't like talk about Reserve the way they wanted to. So this is what been like the most challenging thing for me. Um, to get through like the communication inside the community group because there are often a lot of things going on. inside Reserve is moving in a super fast pace, and that um, at the very beginning I was working like the, my shifts were too long. Um, I started working 8 hours on operation, and I ended up working here like I don't know from 10 to 12 hours a day. I almost had no breaks, and so it's it's now set. But I think that's been like the most challenging thing, like to get like to the moderators because you don't really know the people, inside your community. You obviously know like the people that interact with the most, but they get like they took certain message like way too personal. So I guess that.
Would you ever go work so like I'm imagining that you're working at home from a your bedroom or your living room sort of thing. But if a reserve were to open a physical office where you would be able to meet your coworkers, would you go and work there? Or would you relocate if that became an option or
Home office for me, it has its good things and its bad things. I think like going to an office is actually better in my personal opinion. We every Thursday we go to a co-work for the past 4 months. I've been going there every Thursday. But we hang a lot, the people here in Argentina. I think they do as well in the other countries. But I definitely think that if things came up to like go to a physical place, an office, I will definitely go there. There are certain things that home office gets you through, and I don't know, you certain habits that I don't really like. I'm not used to being in a house too much, mainly because of my restaurant background, I guess. But it's cool also, because you can handle your own time. You can, but I don't know. You can't have everything in this life, I guess.
yeah, I agree. There's definitely trade-offs. And I think yeah, sharpening the mind by working outside of your house, I think is pretty beneficial. And and I've enjoyed uh, being able to get out of the house myself. Um, okay, so I guess you were just talking about how every Thursday you do a co-work. Um, so meeting physically is pretty good. What can you tell us about Rangers Day or Ranger Day? I'm not sure exactly what it is. What can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, the Ranger Day. Oh well, the Ranger Day was arranged um, by Lady Reserve. She had this initiative. Um, it's it's currently organized in different cities inside Venezuela and in the other countries. It's just like in the capital, in Lima, in Peru, in Bogota in Colombia, and here in Buenos Aires in Argentina. It's organized by mainly her, but in every city, it's by the city ranger. It's like it's a person that doesn't work inside reserve, but they feel very attached with reserve. They like the community. Happen to know I know the city ranger that did it in Argentina, so I kind of helped her with the first one. So they contact a merchant of us, certain establishment. They plan certain giveaways. They give away like the I don't know a drink. So they hang out and get to know. Maybe the idea is like to get people from the community. But what it ended up happening was like the community got to know the people that work inside reserve because not everyone that worked in reserve like attempted to this meeting, but that's what happened like the very last one. We got to know a lot of people from other fintechs as well. So it's a pretty nice initiative, and it didn't quite work that good in Argentina, this one, because um, there are certain cultural things that happen here. In Argentina, people get paid like their salary, and they can get paid until the 10th of the month. So not a lot of people attended compared to the very first one. But in the other countries, it's in Venezuela was good. I heard there was some electrical problems in certain cities, so they couldn't make it. But other than that, it was pretty nice. Did you hear me? Or that was me. Oh, I thought that
Sorry.
was me.
Yeah, no. My screen turned off, so I had to eliminate it again. Um, okay. So Rangers Day, do you guys like anticipate continuing to do this, throughout the winter slash summer, um, in the different cities, or are you guys what are you guys looking to accomplish with it?
No, the idea is to have this like a ritual every first Wednesday of the month. That's the main goal right now. I think like the idea is to increase the cities, I guess, mainly inside Venezuela. They were talking about to add another city in Argentina. So I don't know how things are going on with that, but the idea is to have this like a ritual, that eventually can be organized by the own community, and we just like help out or whatever. But that's the idea. And as the Ranger Day, there are a lot of things that they're creating as well. We're in Argentina. We're currently doing soccer matches every Tuesday. So there are a lot of things going on inside the community.
Nice. Okay. What would be your version of success for your team in RPA?
A success. Um, well, uh, we're currently working on a lot of things like to have like different dynamics inside the micro communities, because my team, I mean, we're part of our pay, but we're like the micro communities, which are WhatsApp groups, Facebook and Instagram DMs, and Telegram. Is like we wanna like kind of not merge all the groups in one place, but to understand what's are the like basic needs of every group, why they hang out in certain social media instead of the another one, and to have like different dynamics, because our idea inside the micro communities, outside like the general one, is to get to know like the users of that specific country, to get to know them, hang out, understand what are the needs that they actually need, which is what's the people inside the group, are those expats from Venezuela or other countries, or they're Argentinians or whatever. So we're currently working on that in order to have like a better understanding, in order to give this feedback to the sales department and BD, which is held by Bufu. So that's our main goal right now.
Cool. I think that's pretty good.
Right.
So okay, what do you think are like the big things that are coming up for reserve that you can talk about for the next few months that you think reserve users should be excited for?
The car is a thing that's happening. The opening of new countries will get people excited. I think they're currently working on Mexico and Chile. That's going to be a big thing because there's a lot of people, mainly Venezuelan, living in Chile, and Mexico is a pretty exciting country. Um, with all that, um, they're doing like this. They're doing a sprint right now in San Francisco to get like to bring new ideas to how we're gonna face that. So this is a pretty exciting moment for everyone inside Reset. And when main actually comes, and that's gonna be a huge thing for us. Even though we're not like we don't really that I don't have like an accurate information when it comes to the token guys, you know. But I'm really excited about Mexico, for example, because I used to live in Mexico for 2 years. So that's what we're aiming.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all are. There are rumors of other cool things that Reserve might do in Mexico as kind of like um, like a demo to see how it might work. I think it will work. Whatever they do, Reserve has been pretty intentional on making sure that they aren't doing things totally incorrectly. So that's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I do want to say that I have no battery life left, and I'm going to have to end the interview because I can't find a place to plug my phone in. But it has been nice talking with you. Would you like to say anything else, or?
No, and I was like I said, I was a bit nervous because I'm not used to do like interviews or these kind of things in English, but it came out like we're fine. Thanks for everyone that attend here. It was a pleasure. I hope we can do this like next time, maybe in a different hour. I'm not, I don't really know like the time zone of the people that inside your group, but I guess this worked for me because I have a VC afternoon today, but it was fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really do appreciate you coming on, and it's good to learn more about what everybody does inside of Reserve that we can't necessarily see, especially as English speakers. So
Yeah. Well, so you have a lot of people inside Reserve that you guys can reach out. I'm sure they will be willing to help.
yeah, no, I think that we have more guests planned. So with that being said, I do want to thank everybody for coming today. So just enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you later, guys.
Okay. Goodbye. Good day. See you.
Goodbye.